YouTube, I'm here with another declutter video. This is going to be foundations, powders, and concealers, and this is all of them that I could find. I think I'm missing a couple, Lord knows where they went, but the goal is to get them all to fit in this little drawer so that I can put it in my shelf drawer thing. Anyways, I'm just going to dive right in because we all know what a declutter video is, and I'm going to get these all organized. Alright, these are all of my liquid foundations, concealers, and powders. And I'm just going to jump right in, starting with the NYX Studio Photogenic HD Foundation. And this is in the shade 101 Nude. I found this honestly to be kind of cakey, and it really emphasized all of my pores, like every single one without on display. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I just was not a fan. Even with like pore filling primers, it did not look nice. So that I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. The Pixi H2O Skin Tinted Face Gel. This is something that I love. I like this for like those no makeup days or days when I'm running really late for work and literally all I have time for is this and some mascara. This works really well. It is very thin and it is very hydrating. I really enjoy this. This is the perfect shade for me. This is in the shade number 1 Cream, and I've tried number 2. I don't remember what it was called, but it was too dark. I wound up having to mix it with this. This is a second tube of this that I've gone through, so I really love this. I'm going to go ahead and keep that. All right, this is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector. And, you know, I like this formula. I like that it has sunscreen in it, SPF 20. And I like that it has retinol and it's moisturizing. And I do enjoy the formula. It feels very nice on the skin, but it's too dark for me, and this is, I think, the lightest shade that they have. So, I mean, in order to use it up, I've been trying to mix it with other foundations, but it's just, that doesn't work very well. It's just not a foundation that plays well with others, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. I don't even think it's supposed to be a foundation. I think it's supposed to be like a BB cream, but it's too dark for me, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. This is the Stila Aqua Glow Serum Foundation. You're probably not going to be able to read it because it's like all worn off, but I loved this, but unfortunately it is now expired, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it because it's just kind of, I broke the cap, and I know I've had it for at least 2 years and it expires within 18 months, so that's kind of gross. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Alright, this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I wanted to like this so much, but I just could not. I tried this with every single primer I have, with every single powder, everything I could think of, different brushes, different, sponges. Nothing I did made this thing work, which was really disappointing because I know so many YouTubers love this stuff, and that's why I got it. I had the Pro Matte, but I had the same issue with it, and my issue is that it looks great once you put it on, but then it seems to just like fill in my pores and then sort of wear off the rest of my skin. So I am left with like little dots all over my face of foundation. It's just not a cute look. And it happens even with like the pore perfecting primers and stuff. It just is not cute. So I think I'm finally going to give up on this. I tried really hard to make it work and it's just not. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, this is the number 7 Airbrush Away Foundation, and it's like a serum foundation. It has a dropper, which makes it very nice and sanitary, and it's in the shade Cool Vanilla. I love this. First of all, I love the packaging. It's like a frosted glass, and I think that the dropper on top is cute. It's just a really attractive bottle to me. And I love the formula. It goes on so comfortably. It lasts quite a while, especially for like a serum foundation. I thought that they didn't really last that long, but I find this one that actually does have a decent amount of wear time. And it just looks really beautiful on the skin. It doesn't sit on top of the skin. It really sinks in and just looks sort of seamless, which I'm looking for products that are easy to use, and this is very easy to use. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Okay, this is the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Pearl. Unfortunately, this is too dark for me. Other than that, I love it, but I've used it twice, I think. And it was about 6 months ago. This only really matches me when I have self-tan. It's not even like, it doesn't even work in the summer when you have like a little bit of color. I have to actually have tanner on. And I never self-tan. The last time I self-tanned was for my wedding, like 7 months ago. Wow. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and keep this because I will be self-tanning for my honeymoon that's coming up. But after that, I'm going to have to decide whether I want to try and keep it or if I want to go ahead and get rid of it. But I'm going to keep it for now because I do really like this formula. I think it's beautiful. Alright, this is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-Hour Foundation with Comfort Serum in the shade 91 Light Ivory. This shade is a really good match for me, but I find every time I use this, I find it getting cakey, especially like I have, what's called those 11s, those furrows right between my eyebrows, and this stuff just like fills up those furrows. It's just like someone drew on my face with a marker. It's awful. Around my, my smile lines, everything like that, it just gets caked in there around my nose. It's just, I've tried it with all sorts of different primers. Like all of these I have given a fair shot, and this one just is not, I cannot figure it out. So, I'm done trying to play around with that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And that is it for liquid foundations. We're doing pretty good so far. I'm actually getting rid of more than I am keeping, which is awesome. All right, on to concealers. These are the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind erasers or whatever. I really like these. I know some people don't enjoy the sponge tips, but I actually do. It's pretty easy just to dot it on. I have them in the shade Fair and Neutralizer. I end up having to mix these. I can use Fair on its own, but Neutralizer is just way too yellow. And I know it's supposed to be yellow to neutralize, but I feel like my dark circles need more of like a salmon color, and this is just too yellow. But when I mix them together, they're really gorgeous. So I am going to keep them. I'm going to use this up. This is actually my second tube, and I am already thinking about having to go buy another one. So I really love this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and keep those. This is the NYX concealer. It doesn't have like a special name, or if it did, it's gone. This is really nice, especially for covering blemishes. I take my sponge and make a point, just twist it around there, and then just sort of dab it on the blemishes. But this is almost definitely expired. Let me see. It's in the shade Porcelain, by the way. Oh yeah, 18 months. This is well over 18 months. I think I got this actually before I got my Stila. So yeah, this definitely needs to go. This is way past expired. It doesn't have a weird smell or anything, but I have enough issues with my skin that I don't need to be putting expired products on it. All right, this is the Physicians Formula Physician Strength Concealer. And this, honestly, is just kind of greasy. It doesn't really stay. It likes to slide around, especially if you put it on under foundation. It would just move. Like, it just slides. So, I was not a fan of this. I don't like this consistency. It's just too oily for me. Maybe someone with really dry skin would enjoy this, but I don't know. I was not a fan. This is the shade Fair Light, and it is a good color for me. But I could not use this under the eyes. I tried a couple of times, and I literally wound up with just like lines of concealer, and then they showed up nice and bright against my dark circles because it didn't stay anywhere I wanted it to. It was an interesting look, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Okay, this is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer, and this has Atoll C. I don't know what that is, but I really like this concealer. This does stay put very well, and it actually works very well in conjunction with this powder. I'll talk about the powder in just a second, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this. This is in the shade Ivory, number 10, and it's a really good match for me. I tend to go lighter on my foundations, or lighter on my foundations, on my concealers. I feel like if I go lighter, I can just bronze up my face if I need to, and I don't have to worry about my face not matching my neck, because that always really bothered me. But I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I really like this. Alright, this is the Rimmel Match Perfection Skin Tone Adapting Concealer in the shade 125 Fair. It's supposed to be a 2-in-1 concealer and highlighter, and it actually works really well for under eye area. I have some fairly deep lines under my eyes, just from the folds of my eyes and everything, and this does not settle into those lines. This actually looks very beautiful under the eyes, and it does work well for concealing pigment spots, or I have issues with like acne and stuff. This works really well for covering that up, but it's still very light. It's not like a heavy, thick concealer. It's very comfortable. It has like a brush on the end, and so you just kind of paint it on, and then you blend it out, and boom. I really like this product. And that brings us to my powders. I'm just going to start here. This is a Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I'm sure pretty much everyone recognizes this, and you probably know what it smells like. Old ladies. But aside from the smell, it's really nice. I had an issue when I first got it that I would go in like super crazy heavy with it, and that was a train wreck. But once I figured out the right amount, it really is beautiful. It gives your skin a nice finish, and I just really enjoy it. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. All right, this is the Physicians Formula Youthful Wear Powder in this shade Translucent. Supposed to have a matte finish, and I have no idea what they're talking about, because like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like literally sparkle in here. Once or twice, I have used this as a natural highlight. It just, it gives you a gorgeous finish to the skin. It makes you look so glowy and wonderful, and I do really like it, but there's nothing matte about this product. So be forewarned, if you're looking to check it out, even the matte finish does not have a matte finish. It's definitely very shimmery. But I'm going to go ahead and keep it, because like I said, I've used it before. I'm fair enough that I can use it as a very subtle highlight, which is the kind of highlight I tend to go for. I don't really like the in-your-face blinding highlight. I'm much more, excuse me, much more natural, much more subtle. And this actually works really well for a subtle highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. All right, this is the Fit Me powder in the shade, this Maybelline Matte and Poreless Fit Me in the shade 100 Translucent. And I've literally used this thing to death. I can't get much more out of here, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. I need to get another one, and hopefully when I'm there, I'll remember to pick up the Fit Me concealer. But I love this stuff. It is just so beautiful. It's perfect setting powder, really. It just adds just a tiniest bit more coverage, but it doesn't like make your makeup cake up or anything. It's a really beautiful powder. I wish that the packaging wasn't so bulky. I kind of hate this thing where they put the sponge in the mirror underneath here. Like, just put the mirror in here and get rid of this much of the package. Why? Why do you need all of this room? Nobody uses the sponge anyways. And you could literally cut the packaging in half, and it wouldn't take up so much room. But besides that, I love this. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it because it is getting older. I've kind of hit hard pan on it, and I'm going to go ahead and just chuck it and get a new one. This is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. It's in the shade, what is this? 105 Fair. I don't know if they have a shade lighter than this, but if they did, I would need it because this is just too dark for me. And I didn't really like the way the powder applied. It was just kind of, it doesn't feel as silky as some other ones. It feels kind of chalky. and I'm just not a huge fan of this powder, so I have other powders that I like better. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. Alright, this is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Skin Transforming Powder in the shade Porcelain, number 10. First off, you don't know what I had to go through to find number 10 Porcelain in the drugstore. Everywhere I went, it started at, like, what is it, number 20? Whatever the next step up is. I had to go to a Target that was an hour away to find this shade. I was really determined, though. I love this powder, as you can see. I haven't quite hit pan, I obviously hit pan, but I haven't quite finished it up yet. I'm going to keep working on it. I already have a backup of this powder. I love it so much. I feel like this is another super easy powder to use. This actually works really well. I put on like a moisturizing primer, and then I put on some of this concealer over my dark spots and whatnot. And then I finish it up with this powder, and I'm good to go. Like, that's all I need. If I have time, I'll put on some blush, maybe do my brows, my mascara, whatnot. But, like, this powder is just so quick and easy to use for me. I just love the way it applies. I love the way it looks. It does last quite a while. And it's easy to touch up because it's a powder. I don't have to carry a beauty blender and a foundation, and it's just really easy to use. So, definitely going to be keeping that. Plus, look at that massive mirror. Look at that, baby. That's just huge. I really love the mirror. It makes it super easy to touch up on the go. The last powder I have is the Rimmel Stay Matte. Everybody and their mother has talked about this powder, and I love it for all the same reasons that everybody and their mother loves it. So I'm not going to get too much into it. It's a really great powder. It looks great on the skin. It lasts a long time, makes you stay matte, easy to touch up with. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. That was it. And I feel like we did a really good job. This is my get rid of pile. And this is my keep pile. And it looks, you know, pretty 50-50. I'm getting rid of more foundations than I am powders and concealers, but I tend to try more foundations than I do powders and concealers. So I'm actually really pleased with these results, and I am going to see if I can get it all to fit in my box here, or my drawer. Yeah, I think that'll close, maybe. I'm not so sure about that one, but I'll figure it out. I know it will fit. It just needs a little finagling. I never put this in the drawer because it's just so big. That feels like cheating. So, yeah, everything fits in the drawer. I'm not going to have any stuff just banging around on my counter and getting knocked over and spilling. Like my poor Stay Matte powder. I knocked it off my counter, and now it's all sad. But that won't happen anymore because now everything fits in the drawer. So that's everything I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll link some of my other declutter videos down below if you're interested. I love doing declutter videos. I love watching declutter videos. I think it's really fun to get rid of all of this junk. And it just feels refreshing. So I'll link some of those down below if you want to check them out. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.